Hi, my name is Julie Williams, and today I'm going to be discussing with y'all medical device sales, what they do, how much they make, how much they work a week, and just a little bit more in detail. On here I have two companies, Zimmer Biomet and Stryker. Both of those two are the leading companies when it comes to medical devices as far as orthopedic implants. What is medical sales? Companies that sell medical devices for the operating room or patients in medical care. Some examples are listed above: hip and knee replacements, breast implants, pins, screws, plates, etc. Something that I didn't put up there was they also do syringes, needles, and things like that. Fun fact before I go on to the next one: our hips are the most common sold device in the US and in the world. They bring in about $304 million a year. What type of devices do I want to do? In 2016, I was diagnosed with bone cancer, and with that came an amputation of my left leg. I have 8 screws as well as a plate in the side of my leg, and so when that happened, I really wanted to know more about what that product was in my leg. My number one goal is to be able to sell things like hips, knees, plates, and screws. What are the hours like? It's kind of interesting. There's not really a set hour or a set work day for a medical device rep. You can work as much as you want or as little as you want. Their main job is to be in the OR whenever the surgeon is in the OR working on a patient, and that can be 7 days a week, or that can be 1 or 2 days a week, just depending on what you're doing, the time of year it is. Holidays tend to not be in the OR as much. Who sells these products? So there's companies, like I mentioned in the beginning, Zimmer and Biomet. Those are two of the strongest companies in the medical device world. Sales reps are hired on by these companies and work alongside surgeons to sell their product for the company. Let's see. In this chart I have the global hip and knee implant sales numbers. So like I said, Zimmer, Biomet, and Stryker are two of the leading companies. Zimmer right now is at 39% and Biomet is at 34%. So there's really not a huge difference in between the two. And then you have DePuy, which is at 23%, Microport, Exactech, and then other. So again, Zimmer Biomet is leading. The reason right here it has Zimmer and not Zimmer Biomet is because they merged recently, and so now they're one company. What is your job as a rep? So my job as a rep would be to work alongside the surgeon, like I mentioned. I would go into the OR with him or her. I would make sure that they know how to use the implant, why the implant would work great for their patient. Usually this is all discussed before you get into the OR, but when you get in there, there's a lot of measuring done, especially with the type of sales that I want to do. So my job is to make sure that they kind of understand the measurements and why this measurement was better than this one. So yeah. So this is one of the devices that I would love to sell. This is called a compressed device, but big terms, it's called a distal femoral replacement. So like with me, bone cancer, I was able to amputate my leg. These patients also have the option to amputate, but a lot of times they are not as comfortable with the amputation side, so there is a surgery called limb salvage, and that's what this is. So this is the femur, the condyle, which is the bottom right above your knee, and then this is the bone. That part right here is the bone, and that is the equipment that goes inside the bone. So the cool thing about this part right here is that it's kind of rigid, and so when they cut the bone, they place the bone on this rigid part, and then there's this compress device that adds tension to the bone. So when it's adding tension, it's allowing the bone to grow around this round device right here and make the implant stronger and a little more stable. Annual income. Sales has changed so much. A lot of times when I tell people, oh, I want to go into medical sales, they're like, oh, you're going to make lots of money. And essentially I could make lots of money, but that's not how it is anymore. Used to, reps could take their doctors on trips. vacations, all this kind of stuff. Now it's gotten a lot more strict whenever Obamacare took place, and so the reps now make about 60 to 80,000 a year salary, but they can get anywhere from 8 to 10% commission on their product. So that's a big key. If you're working with 8 hospitals, 15 surgeons, you do 3 surgeries a day, $40,000 surgeries, you make about $12,000 a day. So it really just depends. You can work anywhere, and you can make it, like I said, as much as you want. But most likely you're going to bring in about $100,000 to about $300,000. On this picture right here, I kind of have a breakdown of a little chart of the amounts of money and stuff. Biotechnology and surgical devices are the 2 leading when it comes to amount they bring in total a year. But when it comes to commission, surgical devices make quite a bit more than biotechnology does. My internship. So this is my favorite part. I am actually currently in Houston, Texas, working with Zimmer Biomet at MD Anderson in the Medical Center. So I'm getting to learn all about this, and was really made excited when I got to present this job field presentation. So this is my first day when I was on. I got to learn about the different, this is a custom kit for a surgeon that's doing a hip replacement. He knows exactly what equipment he wants in his OR and only that equipment. So my rep that I'm following has made the exact kit for him. Yesterday I got to go in the OR for the first time ever, which I thought I was going to pass out. So this is a photo of me saying update that I was still standing up straight. And this is me getting my official scrubs for the OR. Lastly, this is a picture of the implant that we actually got to place inside the patient yesterday, which is that compressed device that I was explaining to you earlier. And it's really cool getting to hold it. Comparison to my hand, it's quite big. The one that we implanted yesterday was about 15 centimeters, so it weighed about 4 pounds, 5 pounds, which the femur weighs about that much, what part we took out. So it does a pretty good job of evening out the weight distribution. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the future holds in medical device sales, and I'm hoping that when I graduate in May, I'll have a job with either Zimmer Biomet or something like Stryker. So thank you.